Welcome to Dark Character Profiler. Take a deep dive into the background and personalities of villains from books, video games, manga, and comics. Psychological analysis of some of the most deviant and heinous characters of all time. Now, here's Fulcrum.
Welcome back, Dark Disciples, to the hallowed and veiled rites of Dark Character Profiler. The black candles flicker unsteadily, the sigils pulse with unholy life, and the echoes of the abyss answer our call. Step beyond the threshold, surrender the light, and join us as we summon forth the chronicles of a spirit consumed by darkness. The invocation begins.
Dark Character Profiler.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you will realize that the only things that truly exist in this reality are merely pain, suffering, and futility.
He wasn't born evil. He was forged in the fire of war, betrayal, and loss. Madara Uchiha saw the truth beneath the surface long before the world was ready. A truth so cold, it shattered him. He didn't seek destruction. He offered salvation, wrapped in shadow, delivered through illusion. A peace that required no consent, only surrender. Today, we walk the edge between genius and madness, between savior and executioner. In this episode, you'll enter the mind of a man who tried to rewrite reality itself. Our subject name for today is Madara Uchiha from the Naruto manga and anime series. The manga was created by Masashi Kishimoto and published in Japan by Shueisha and in English by VIZ Media from 1999 to 2014. The anime was produced by Studio Pierrot from 2002 to 2017. His date of birth is unknown. His affiliations include one of two founding members of Konohagakure, and he is part of the Uchiha clan. The evaluator for today's psychological evaluation is Fulcrum. The date of the report is May 13th, 2025. The reason for the referral is a posthumous psychological profile for historical and educational analysis. The subject was involved in global-scale warfare, ideological extremism, and mass manipulation. His identifying information: Madara Uchiha was a shinobi from the Naruto universe. He was exceptionally intellectual and powerful, regarded by many as a legendary figure within the ninja world. He played a central role in the founding of Konohagakure, and later served as the primary architect for the Fourth Great Shinobi War. In his early life, Madara was raised during the Warring States period of the Naruto universe. He experienced significant childhood trauma, including the death of multiple brothers and sustained exposure to inter-clan violence against the Senju clan. Madara is the oldest son of Tajima Uchiha. He developed an intense rivalry with Hashirama Senju, which later evolved into a brief alliance and subsequent ideological conflict. He helped co-found Konohagakure alongside Hashirama Senju in the Naruto universe. Later, he defected, believing the village betrayed its ideals. In his final actions, Madara orchestrated the resurrection of his body and launched the Infinite Tsukuyomi plan, aiming to subjugate the world within a genjutsu-induced illusion of peace. Madara's behavioral observations include highly articulate and persuasive, grandiose self-perception and entitlement, emotionally detached and often dismissive of interpersonal relationships, exceptional strategic foresight and manipulation, shows no observable remorse for his actions leading to mass casualties. He can also be compared to a few real-life historical figures, such as Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Niccolò Machiavelli. With Julius Caesar, both were visionary leaders who reshaped their world's political structure. Madara helped found Konoha in the Naruto universe, and Caesar transformed the Roman Republic into an empire. Both were betrayed or opposed by close allies fearing their power. Hashirama for Madara, and Brutus and the Senate for Caesar. With Napoleon, both were tactical geniuses with unmatched battlefield prowess. Both built empires from a foundation of chaos, and both were exiled and returned stronger. Madara's quote-unquote death and resurrection mirrors Napoleon's escape from Elba. And finally, with Niccolò Machiavelli, both believed the ends justify the means. Both of them advocated for rule through strength, deception, and manipulation when necessary. And finally, both viewed morality as relative in the face of greater goals. Before we go further into the abyss, we offer our deepest gratitude to the 40 of you who now walk the shadowed path. Each of you strengthens the ritual, breathes life into the darkness, and keeps this strange communion alive. A special offering of thanks to Cindy and Cody, loyal dark disciples from the very first invocation. Your unwavering presence has been a guiding flame in the void. To all who listen, your ears are the altar, your attention the offering, and for that we are eternally grateful. Your devotion feeds the darkness. Now, let us continue the rite. Gather close, dark disciples, the shadows have spoken. From the depths of the void, the results of our recent poll have been revealed. We asked what you all thought the final analysis would be for Madara Uchiha. Other took the lead with the highest number of votes. It's clear many of you see Madara as too complex for any one label, or perhaps view his psyche as something darker and harder to classify. Narcissistic personality disorder, delusional disorder, and PTSD all tied for second place, suggesting a shared understanding of his trauma, grandiosity, and belief in a personal truth above all others. Surprisingly, antisocial personality disorder received no votes. It appears our listeners don't see Madara as a cold-blooded sociopath, but rather as a visionary twisted by pain and power. By your sacred sigils cast in votes, the veil has been parted. Your will has summoned the course of our descent into the hidden chambers of the human psyche. We offer our thanks for your participation in the circle. Now we invoke the evidence and prepare for the final analysis.
Dark character profile.
The evidence against Madara Uchiha include war crimes that he committed during the Warring States period of the Naruto universe. These crimes include leading countless battles resulting in mass casualties, including attacks on the Senju clan, and repeated violations of truce terms or ceasefires depending on clan politics. The evidence to support these crimes include historical records of Madara as a fearsome battlefield commander, and his name was enough to terrify entire villages for generations. He also attempted a coup in Konoha. His crimes for this include trying to seize control of the village government when Uchiha influence waned, and threatening civil war if his proposals weren't adopted. The evidence for these include Hashirama's first-hand account of Madara's betrayal and subsequent desertion, and the Valley of the End memorial marks the climax of his treason. He also attempted to use illegal, forbidden jutsu. His crimes for this include gaining the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan by forcibly transplanting Izuna's eyes in place of his own, and later awakening the Rinnegan using the cells of Hashirama, an unholy combination. The evidence for this includes Orochimaru and Kabuto's research confirming the process, and Madara admitted to manipulating his body with Hashirama's DNA. He also manipulated and brainwashed Obito Uchiha. His crimes for this include exploiting a traumatized Obito as a child to become his puppet, and lying about the world, twisting Obito's mind and using him to further the Eye of the Moon plan, also known as Infinite Tsukuyomi. The evidence for this is supported by Obito's confessions during the Fourth Great Shinobi World War and visual flashbacks from Madara's manipulation from the Naruto anime series. He also attempted global terrorism and instigation of the Fourth Great Ninja War. His crimes for this include orchestrating a full-scale war through Obito and the Akatsuki, and engineering chaos across all 5 great nations. The evidence to support this includes declaration of war through Obito under Madara's identity, and the use of a white Zetsu army and stolen tailed beasts to launch the conflict. He also attempted resurrection and mass destruction.
It's about damn time! I've been waiting, Hashirama! I'll deal with you later!
His crimes for this include being resurrected via Edo Tensei, then using Rinne Rebirth to return to life fully. He also killed thousands in minutes using meteors and tailed beast chakra. The evidence for this include the Allied Shinobi Forces battle reports and eyewitness accounts from Naruto, Gaara, Kakashi, and others. And finally, he also attempted global enslavement. His crimes for this include activating the Infinite Tsukuyomi and casting a global genjutsu to enslave all of humanity in an illusion. The evidence for this includes visual confirmation from the Naruto series, where the world is wrapped in tree roots and the moon's eye is glowing, and only those with Rinnegan, or protected by Susanoo, escaped its effects.
And now, the final analysis. But first, just a little house cleaning.
This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While we use the DSM-5 as a framework to provide psychological analyses of fictional characters, the discussions are not intended to diagnose, treat, or provide professional mental health advice. The interpretations shared are based on hypothetical scenarios and creative exploration and should not be applied to actual individuals or situations. For mental health concerns or diagnoses, please consult a licensed professional. Listener discretion is advised.
Dark character profile.
The diagnostic impressions that we have for Madara Uchiha come in two categories: primary diagnoses and secondary considerations. For the primary diagnoses, we have narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. For narcissistic personality disorder, Madara shows a grandiose sense of self-importance. He has a preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited power and success, and he believes that he is unique and can only be understood by other quote-unquote exceptional individuals. And last, he lacks empathy, displays arrogant behaviors and attitudes. With antisocial personality disorder, Madara displays repeated acts of deception and manipulation. He also displays a lack of remorse for the harm he has caused, and he has a disregard for societal rules and human life. And finally, he also has a history of aggression, control, and impulsivity masked by strategic calculation. For our secondary considerations, we have delusional disorder, grandiose type, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. For delusional disorder, grandiose type, Madara exhibits fixed beliefs in his divine role as savior of the world. He has an unwavering commitment to a distorted vision of peace. And for complex post-traumatic stress disorder, Madara experienced early chronic trauma exposure from the Warring States period. He exhibits emotional dysregulation and detachment, and he displays persistent negative beliefs about the world and interpersonal mistrust. For our risk assessment, subject exhibited extreme ideological rigidity, high intelligence, and complete moral disengagement, hallmarks of a high-risk psychogenic profile. Actions taken resulted in global destabilization, psychological trauma across multiple nations, and near-catastrophic planetary outcomes. Conclusion: Madara Uchiha represents a complex fusion of trauma-induced radicalization and pathological narcissism. He possessed extraordinary insight, but his moral framework was ultimately consumed by the belief that control through illusion was the only path to peace. While his intentions may have once been noble, they were eclipsed by a chilling conviction that freedom itself was humanity's curse. The circle closes, dark disciples, and the echoes of the abyss fall silent once more. The tale has been woven, the soul laid bare, and the veil drawn tighter around us. Take these dark truths with you, guard them well, and await the next summons. Until the black hour returns, walk in the shadow unseen, and whisper not what you have seen.
Thank you for listening to Dark Character Profiler with Fulcrum. Listen every other Tuesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. Humanity was not meant to live this way. Society is left to the mercy of murderers and cutthroats. Hear Paige Zaplin Dam's epic tale brought to life in an audiobook. For years, Slade had felt secure in the forest. I am from simple, humble beginnings. I was raised in the Ironwood by an Ogress, an Anaral. He saw immediately that she was beyond a healer's aid. Even a skilled witch could not help her recover from losing so much blood. Mother? Slade thought he wanted revenge. Instead, he got redemption. A kingdom of ash and steam, The Ogress's Son, a dystopian neo-Dark Age fantasy, narrated by Rich Fraser. Now available on iTunes and Audible. I promise you I will find whoever did this and avenge you, Mother.